Francis, I've got your chair for the computer room. It's all repaired. Get in this door here. Boy, I can tell you, every time I come in that door, I kick it on the bottom and look at the mess I make of it. And I'm sure I didn't make all that mess with the deliveries that come here. But let me show you an easy way to protect that. Now, this is what I'm going to do to repair that door. I'm going to put a brass plate on the base to match the beautiful hardware and also the grill on the glass. This way, it's going to look decorative more so than a protector. So what I had to do, before I went to the building supply store, I took two measurements. First of all, I took a width, which was 36 inches, and then it was 7.5 inches from the top of the suite to the bottom of the raised panel. Now, I purchased a 32-inch wide by 6-inch. That way it'll allow me to have 3/4 of an inch down from the bottom of the embossed panel and 2 inches in from either side. That way, when I install it, it's going to look very decorative and certainly add to the door. Now, what I've done, I've marked 3/4 inch down from the embossed panel and made a mark, and 2 inches in from the side and made a mark. Now I'll take the torpedo level and make sure that I've got a nice level line at the top and a nice plumb line on the side. And now I have a place that I know when the plate comes up to, it's going to be nice and level and in the center of the panel of the door. Now, I don't want you to think I'm laying around on the job here, but what I have done now, I've taken masking tape and I've actually taped the brass plate to the door in its final location. That way I can use my hammerless center punch to mark the points to drill. Now, this is a metal door, so it's always important to drill the metal door with a drill that's a third less in diameter than the screws themselves. It's even a good idea on a wood door to always pilot drill. That way you've got everything nicely taken care of. Now, I'll take the hammerless center punch and I'll mark my holes. Once I've got all the holes marked, then I'll drill. When you're screwing the panel in place, always make sure that you start from the middle and work to the outside. That way it'll eliminate any wrinkle. Now, doesn't that look great? And I'll tell you, it'll take some kicking. In fact, if it did smudge a little bit, it's very easy just to whip down and wipe it off. But there is some maintenance that you're going to have to take care of over the years. First of all, let me explain one thing about the installation itself. On a lot of the cards today, the products mounted on for selling, really isn't a lot of information on how to install. But as I indicated during the installation, just center it on the bottom panel and apply it just as I did. Now, over the years, brass, because it's protected with lacquer, in the event of it's damaged through ultraviolet rays, the weather conditions, then before you do anything, don't try to clean it before you wipe it down using lacquer thinners, because lacquer thinners will take the lacquer protection coat off. Then once you've taken that off and allowed it to dry, you can use products like Cobra Brass Cleaner to clean the brass, and then once clean, use a product like Brass Wizard to put another protective coat back on it. That way it gives it many, many years of protection in the elements of the weather. Well, I think it looks great. Why don't you take a kick at that project?